Morning, it's Ahniboy again, and today we're gonna check out Week 3's Challenge of Elders in Destiny. Let's go! This week's modifiers are definitely more against the player than the ones we had the last 2 weeks. Because first we have Exposure, which means your shields won't regenerate. Second, we have Trickle, which means your abilities do recharge much slower. Additionally to all of that, you only get bonus points for doing melee kills. So how this works out, let's check it out when we talk about the different stages. Let's start with Wave 1. In round 1 we are facing a taken, fallen boss guy. So, first of all, we get to one of the 2 save spots for every fallen map fight that you do in the Prison of Elders. One of those 2 spots is right off the entrance to the left, just like you saw in the video, but we won't stay at this spot the whole fight, because it will get you in trouble. Because this boss, in particular, will actually get up there and will be standing right beside you, which is bad. So, once there's too much heat in save spot 1, we just run over to save spot 2. This is actually a well-known strat for fallen maps. Just like you saw in the video, you actually just switch positions back and forth between these 2 spots and you should be fine. Just play it safe. If there's too much trouble, just run over. It gets you a lot of time to reclaim yourself. And yeah, the boss himself spams these black taken captain bubbles that everyone should know, like just right there you see in the video, that blind you. Additionally to that, he does some kind of bomb. I'm not 100% sure what it does exactly, but it gives you the same effect these taken black bubbles that are in the air, where taken spawn over and over, where you slow it down and you can't jump and stuff like that. Also, in my opinion, it reduces your recharge of your abilities even more, or pushes it back a few seconds, which really sucks with this week's modifiers. Keep in mind that you can't avoid these bombs. You will get hit by it anyway, no matter where you are on the map, so just bear with it. It's not that much of a problem, but it slows down your point gathering process, which actually is really slow this week. This week is much harder and more of a struggle than the last 2 weeks. Keep that in mind. But that's pretty much all for this boss. Keep that in mind, rotate between those 2 save spots and you should be fine. The boss doesn't take that much damage and you actually can burn him down pretty fast. So, second round is actually the same Hydra boss we fought last week during the 3rd round, so there's nothing much to say about it. If you haven't watched my video about last week's Challenge of Elders, go check it out. I'll leave a link somewhere here, somewhere on the screen. So yeah, just go to the safe spot, avoid the red circles, and you will be fine. Final round this week is a Hive Knight boss, and the boss himself actually is not the problem. He doesn't do much. He won't really hit you with his shots, because we of course gonna stand in our safe spot that we learned about last week, right here. And this spot actually becomes even more safe this week because of what you're about to see right now. That's right. That's actually the boss's special attack for this week. He spawns bombs all over the place. This Taken bombs you probably know about. And keep in mind, these bombs actually damage you when they spawn and when they explode. So don't stand too close to it while they spawn. You can trigger them just by running by them, passing by, so they're gonna explode and won't be in your way. But yeah, you can do that, you don't have to if you are standing in this safe spot, which really shines this week. In my opinion, the biggest problem in this round actually are the witches. Every wave of new enemies, when new enemies spawn, 2 witches spawn as well, and they can really be a pain combined with the bombs. But as long as you take care of them as soon as they arrive, you should be fine. You can actually use the normal enemies to finally get lots of points with melee hits. You will have to hit them 2 to 3 times, maybe sometimes even 4 times, till they die, but they don't do that much damage and that's fine. So again, like last week, when the enemies are down, you can go up the hill, hit the boss, damage him, new enemies will come, you go back to the safe spot, new bombs will spawn and so on, but in the safe spot you're safe, that's what the name's for. So yeah, and you should actually be successful. And that's actually all there is to say for this week's. It's definitely gotten harder compared to the last 2 weeks, but it's still doable with only 2 people, even if you're not that high light level, just like we did. So just play it safe. Do your 3 rounds for the 90,000 points, that's totally fine. Most people do it. And thank you for watching. I'm Ahniboy. Farewell.